तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ जयन्ती मङ्गलकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वादा नमोस्तुते। ॐ शांति शांति शांतिः। Sairam Lin, Sairam from Malaysia.
Sairam Sharma, Sairam from New Thailand. And welcome to our listeners, loving Sairam to you all. Thank you, Swami, for allowing Sharma and I to offer this most tasty talk at thy divine lotus feet. The name of our topic tonight is Cake for Swami. Now, I'm sure all of you have seen photographs of Swami cutting many, many cakes on the occasion of his birthday and on the occasion of Christmas. Because offering a cake to Swami was something that the students loved to do. And they vied with each other to see who could come out with the most beautiful cake. On my second trip to Prashanti Nilayam, this was Christmas 1990, word had gotten around to the Australian devotees that I was quite good at decorating and painting. And so one day, the service coordinator, who I have mentioned in previous talks, this was a lady who did not argue with, grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "Lynn, we are making a big cake for Swami, and we need you to come and help us because you have good ideas for decoration." I thought, well, this sounds good. I didn't know we could make cakes for Swami. And she took me to a room which was inhabited by the famous Pink Twins. This was Dorothy and Moya O'Brien from Australia. This amazing pair of identical twins, always dressed in pink outfits, and they were much beloved by Swami because they had founded SWARA, the Sunshine Welfare and Relief Association in Australia, which took care of handicapped people and gave them all kinds of beneficial work to do. And Swami loved this couple. We called them the Pink Twins, and Mata Betty called them the Twinnies. The Twinnies always had all kinds of projects going for Swami. And when I came into their room, here was this big cake. I don't know how they had managed to bake it. It was a huge square cake. This is about 10 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve. And I had spent the day helping make decorations. I was getting pretty tired, I can tell you. But they said, "Lynn, here's what we want you to do. We know you're good at cutting out paper. We want you to make a cardboard copy of the Puna Chandra in cardboard, and then we will ice it with frosting." Well, I got my scissors out and some cardboard, and pretty soon I had made a replica of the Puna Chandra. I quite like making things like this, little miniature buildings, lots of fun. They began to decorate it, and I thought, now I can go home and sleep. Then they said, no, Len, now we have another job for you. Here are some little silver cachets. These are little silver balls. We have got 1,008 of these cachettes. They're cashews. They're like a little ball of sugar with silver around it. We want you to dot all around the cake with 1,008 silver balls. I went, okay. And so I got busy doing that. Then it is getting close to midnight. And I'm thinking, I really got to go to sleep. I'm so tired. And they said, no, Lynn, now we want you to decorate the knife for the cake. I went, decorate the knife? Oh, yes, they said, Swami will take the knife and he will bless the cake with the knife. I said, isn't he going to cut the cake? No, they said he will just bless it. But here we have a kitchen knife, not a sharp one. They had brought it from Australia. This was in the days when you could take things like that into the darshan area. And bear in mind, Coolmont Hall had not been built yet. We were all sitting outside in what were called the arches, sitting on concrete. So I thought, how can I decorate a knife? I know. I will wrap the handle in foil, and I will cut out some Christmas holly and some berries and tie a beautiful ribbon on it. And they said, this is great. Swami will hold this knife, and he will bless the cake with it. And maybe if you sit with us, you can see him doing this. We will offer him the cake. I was just about to leave. I was so tired. And then one of the twins said, Lynn, are you very good at painting pink flamingos? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, Moya and I have just bought a very nice new pink plastic toilet seat, and we would like you to paint some pink flamingos on top of it. I said, ladies, I have to draw the line here. I do not decorate toilet seats. They were very, very disappointed, but they thanked me for my work and said, please be coming to Darshan early. You can sit with us and watch how Swami cuts the cake. Somehow the next morning I was able to drag myself to Darshan. It was, after all, Christmas morning. And the Australian men had decided they were going to present the cake to Swami, not the ladies. So obviously there was a bit of power struggle going on behind the scenes, and I did not get to sit with the Australians, but I was placed by the Sevadals quite close, so I could see Swami coming towards the cake. And he was wearing his beautiful pale yellow robe on Christmas morning that year. As he approached the cake, there was a ripple of excitement in the crowd. And Swami picked up the knife, and he didn't cut the cake. He made the sign of the cross over the cake, and very gently just made a tiny mark on the top of the cake, just touched it, and then he put the knife down beside the cake, and he moved on. I thought, I wonder if I'm going to get a piece of the blessed cake, but no, it was quickly hustled away and divided up amongst all of the office bearers. I didn't get to taste the cake. I was a little disappointed because I thought I would have liked maybe just a little piece of the icing with one of the silver balls, the 1008 balls that I had stuck on this cake. And then, to my surprise, in the afternoon, the service coordinator came and gifted me the knife that Swami had held. I still have the knife, and every time I use it to deliver prasadam to devotees, I always let them cut the cake with this knife. But the story doesn't end there. Swami himself was perfectly capable of producing cake right out of his hand. And many times he would move that hand in the gesture of creation, and out would come either an Indian sweet like barfi, misor pak, laddu, or a little piece of milk cake, what we call milk cake. Indian people will know what I am talking about. The sweetest, most, it melted in your mouth. It tasted like honey and milk and almonds and I don't know what all else. And to top it all off, many years later, I met the most beautiful devotee here in New Zealand. She was a co-colleague of mine. We were both volunteers for Radio Sai, doing work in the field for the radio station in the ashram. And she invited me to her private bhajans. Lo and behold, there was a devotee there who specialized in making beautiful cakes for Swami. She was not a professional cake maker, but she certainly had all the skills of making and decorating the most beautiful cakes I have ever seen. On this particular bhajan, I think it was Swami's 88th birthday, possibly 89th, we were celebrating the rising of the star, Kartik, which is Swami's birth star. This lady placed a beautiful cake on the altar. In a second, it was covered with 3 kinds of vibhuti, turmeric, and amrit began spouting out of the top of the cake and dribbling down the side. The amrit was very thick. It looked like thick, creamy honey. And even then, my greedy mind thought, I hope I get a piece of the cake with the amrit in it. You see how the mind works. But the lady of the house was very, very knowing. She collected all of the amrit into a bowl and came around with a spoon, giving us all an equal dose of the amrit. There are many beautiful photos of Swami with cakes. Of course, whenever he blessed a cake, it became prasadam. Let us always offer all of our good deeds to Swami, see them as pieces of sweet milk cake, the milk of love from our hearts. May you all be blessed with his divine darshan. Whenever you see a beautiful cake or am served as piece of cake, offer it to Bhagwan and thank him for his sweet, sweet presence. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Tasmat karunya bhavena rakcha Saishwara. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Saishwara Arpanamastu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.